Hey guys, welcome back. Carter, BitsBeTrippin. Let's get into this. So today we're going to talk about something a little different than mining. We're going to take a break from the mining on this video and we're going to talk platforms. So I've gotten a lot of questions when it comes to Solana. Have I checked out what Cardano's doing since their Shelly update? And, does Cardano ever going to get smart contracts? What's the status? What's the state? What's going on with Ethereum 2.0? Where is the merge sitting? How is MEV happening right now? A lot of things, there's arguments between different groups, between Flashbots, and there's another group out there now trying to do a federated service of it. Just a lot of things that aren't directly associated with mining that people ask me, to take kind of an approach, an opinion on from architecture, what's it all mean, that sort of thing. So if that's the kind of stuff that interests you guys, we're going to go through the punch list of what you guys want to see covered. And I'm going to go through some of the details of some of these different networks and why people are asking the question. And it's not just price discovery. But before that, let's go to today's sponsor. I'm rocking the hat today. You guys know it's going to be Compass Mining. This episode is sponsored by Compass Mining, the company that makes Bitcoin mining accessible for everyone. The world is paying attention to Bitcoin miners lately. Mining difficulty is down and profitability is up. There's almost never been a better time to be a miner. Getting started with Compass is easy. You just purchase a machine, pick a hosting facility, and let them do the work. So if you're ready to start mining Bitcoin today, head over to compassmining.io. All right, so let's peel this back. So if you found this video and you don't normally follow this type of content, which is usually GPU related when it comes to proof of work mining, this one's going to be a little different. So this is my forte going into like trying to explain what the difference value propositions on these different networks are. Now, most people are looking at price action. If you're looking at Ethereum and you're seeing it growing and you're not liking the fees that are on Ethereum, and you're looking for alternatives, that's right now where Solana, I think, is coming in and starting to take away some of the thunder from Ethereum. And looking at their architecture compared to Ethereum and really laying out kind of a what's different. And that type of approach and that type of video really takes me having to look at Solana's white paper. What is different? Like in Ethereum, you have proof of work. They're moving to a proof of stake system with validators where you lock up Ethereum. Solana had essentially a raise, sold to investors, also have funds that are locked up for the development. Now, I've never really been a super fan of any kind of thing like that because I think the incentives are a little off. There is something that's nice about having a known budget and fund that is transparent, and you know that you have a job the next day as long as you're doing a good job type of thing. It's just the incentive mechanisms, the way tokens are tied to it. So while that's a really good thing, like if you're a company and you have money that's locked effectively in what would be considered a stable coin, the US dollar, and it has a budget and it's paying for a team, is a lot different than if that budget value goes up and swings with the ebb and flow of the market. So way a lot of these different teams are set up, and like the way like Solana's funded is still pretty predicated on their when they take cash out to make sure they've locked it into some kind of stable coin. And then really what the upper bound of that depth of what they're saving is really going to be worth. And while it gives them a range of things that they could do in the future, because they'll have this huge war chest, it still concerns me. So I want to dive into it a little deeper than just give you the opinions on how that sort of thing works. Just my opinion of the windfall that could happen. Like let's say Solana goes to $4,000 at some point. Well, now that war chest is worth billions of dollars. And that's only locked to the founders and a few people that they have for, the incentives to keep building. And like, it comes down to what's enough, right? So like, are they going to just, say, hey, we're out, we made it, thanks friends, and then dip? That's the kind of concerns that I have. Obviously they'll come back and be like, no, we're taking out funds at certain strategic times. We're going to make sure there's always development funds. We're going to be doing a punch list and, we use Jira and we make sure the next thing's coming out and we're building the ecosystem. But that kind of thing, it's probably more for a live stream with the Solana developers and those folks. But that's when the first thing I look at when trying to answer this question for people of like, why Solana? What's it? I go straight to the technical first. I like what's its consensus algorithm? It's proof of history. That's a new thing. And it has a different mechanism to try to protect itself against different attacks. So that's something I have to go through and architecturally and see, is that, what are the attack vectors or what's the risk? Do we know what the risk really comes with? One, that the fact that there is risk, and then there is the fact that there's enough value to then have the world look at it and then try to attack it. We see this with the growth of Ethereum and just how MEV is expanded and the dark forest activity. So where people weren't really front running and doing a lot of heavy of that kind of work in the beginning, wasn't really valuable. Now it's extremely valuable. And now you have entire divisions of people dedicated to try to extract maximum value out of that. Does that kind of ecosystem come around for something like Solana when it comes to their smart contract architecture using the consensus mechanisms that they have with proof of history? Who knows? I think we're going to find out here pretty soon now that it's grown up exponentially and it's parabolic. Those are the kind of questions that I'm looking at and want to research and give you guys a good, here's what like Ethereum looks like, here's what Solana looks like. What are the core differences of that? If that's the kind of content, this is different type of content than I normally do. But if that's the kind of breakdown that you guys want to see, definitely put that below. We can break that down a little further and have a special Solana series. And, if it needs to expand into some other tokens, we can do that. I get quite a bit of request when it comes to like, I don't understand why Cardano's $3. What's going on with it? What changed? What's the history of that? There's a lot of places to look at. Nobody knows where to go and review like the actual occurrence of something that occurred. Well, this software release came out and that has people bullish, that sort of thing. So there's different things that this team can do. We're expanding our team, so we're getting a larger opportunity to expand content. And that's what really today's video is give you a taste of kind of the way we'll separate things and the way we'll present them to you. And then come in there with some graphic support and some things that'll help maybe articulate it, along with reaching out to the folks that are part of that ecosystem that isn't, GPU mining, that is part of these platforms, and get them on the channel and ask those, I don't want to call them hard questions. I would call them more detail questions that are a little more down in the fabric of the way things work in their systems than what the tokenomics, price discovery. Hey, we did this feature and it allows you to get to other tokens, like where a lot of the scope usually sets when it comes to a lot of the videos that you guys will see around a particular project. It won't be down in the weeds. It'll be just, hey, is this thing going to make you buy Lambos and stuff like that? So I'm trying to get to that piece of it. Tell me your projects. Avalanche, I see a lot of things with Avalanche. I've seen a lot of comments, not so much with Polkadot. Polkadot's kind of fell off to the wayside when it comes to like a signal to noise right now. But I want to know what you guys are thinking of, and not the spammy stuff like that's just a project that's, we're talking like top 25 right now, like just projects that are platforms that have smart contracts on them. I know Ravencoin, we're a big Ravencoin supporter when it comes to mining and that sort of thing. It's still layer one application that has a lot of really good features at layer one. So you're not separating it so much to that more federated, centralized layers. But this was more driven for other content that's not proof of work that you guys would like to see. I'd like to hear from you on that, for we can build that content and that schedule around that now that we're ramping up. So let me know. This was a lot of setup for another video, but hopefully you guys understand where I'm going with the scale and the scope of it. We'll catch you guys on the next one. We have a couple good videos coming out. We're going to have a new GPU up here on the platform testing. I think we're going to do a 3080 Ti next on this, and then you guys will see that in the mining model spreadsheet. I mean, we have so much in the pipe right now to give a whole bunch of new perspective for you guys when it comes to like how's the ETH burn been working, where's ETH2's merge at. I mean, there's just so much content coming out. So like, subscribe, share, get us to 100,000 before December. I'm counting on you guys. We'll catch you later.